Welcome to the Important Site series. This is a continuation session of the important sites in the state of Maharashtra. In yesterday's session, we have discussed about the important sites such as the national parks, the heritage sites, the cultural heritage sites, the natural heritage sites that are situated in the state of Maharashtra. In today's class, in today's session, we will be discussing about the important sites such as the tiger reserves. There are no elephant reserves, so elephant reserves will not be taken. In Maharashtra, there is no biosphere reserve also. Ramsar wetland sites we have already discussed in yesterday's class. World heritage sites we have discussed in yesterday's session. Today, we will be discussing the biodiversity heritage sites, the tiger reserves, and the marine protected areas, national parks, and other things we have discussed in the previous session. Okay, so let's start our discussion by discussing the various tiger reserves in the state of Maharashtra. So the first tiger reserve that we have is the Boar Tiger Reserve. It is located in the Wardha and Nagpur districts of Maharashtra and located in the Vidarbha region. So it is located in the Vidarbha region, that is the eastern part of the state of Maharashtra, between the Pench Tiger Reserve, which spreads across the state of Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh, and the Tadoba Andhari Tiger Reserve. Geographical features include it lies in the Satpura Maikal landscape. So Maikal range, which is a part of the Satpura range, it lies in the Satpura Maikal landscape and it is named after the Bor River, which flows through the reserve and is a tributary of the Vardha River. So the name of the rivers are very important when we discuss the important protected areas and these forested areas. So here, the Bor River, which is a tributary of the Vardha River, we have to keep in mind. It includes the Bor Dam and a reservoir within its boundaries. The type of vegetation that is there in the Bor Tiger Reserve is the tropical dry deciduous forest. At the predominant tree is the teak tree with bamboo and grasslands in the open areas. The wildlife includes the tigers because it is a tiger reserve, then obviously tigers will be there. The leopards, the sloth bear, wild dog, Indian gaur, sambar, chital, nilgai, barking deer. The bird species, the avian species includes the peafowl, grey jungle fowl, Indian pitta, Malabar paid, hornbill. And the significance is that it was declared a tiger reserve in the year 2014. Earlier, it was the Boar Wildlife Sanctuary. So, Boar Wildlife Sanctuary was declared as a tiger reserve under Project Tiger in 2014, and it acts as a crucial wildlife corridor connecting the Pech, the Melghat, and the Tadoba tiger reserves in the central Indian landscape. So, the central Indian landscape the central Indian landscape of tigers in India. It spreads to the state of Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, and the state of Jharkhand. All these areas encompass the central Indian landscape. And the Boar Tiger Reserve, it serves as a crucial wildlife corridor between the movement of tiger population between the Pech, Melghat, and the Tadoba tiger reserves. And it is important for tiger gene flow and the meta population stability. It supports tribal communities in the buffer zone, including the Kone and the Kolan tribe. So, the tribal communities or the tribal groups, the tribes are also very important to keep in mind regarding the prelims examination. Okay. Now, the second tiger reserve that we have in the same region, that is the Melghat Tiger Reserve. It is lies in the Amravati district and is part of the Satpura hill ranges on near the Maharashtra Madhya Pradesh border. So here we have the state of Madhya Pradesh and here we have Maharashtra. So on the border of the Madhya Pradesh Maharashtra, we have the Melghat Tiger Reserve. The geographical features that it lies in the Satpura hills, and important river is the Tapti River, which forms the northern boundary. Other also rivers include the smaller minor rivers includes the Khandu River, the Dolar River, and the Gavligad River. The type of vegetation that we have here is the tropical dry deciduous forest, just as was in the case of Bor Tiger Reserve, and it is dominated by teak with the patches of bamboo. The wildlife includes the Bengal tiger, the leopard, sloth bear, the wild dog, sambar, parasinga, barking dog, the chausinga, barking deer, and the mouse deer. The birds includes the Malabar pied hornbill, the crested serpent eagle, the green pigeon, and the paradise flycatcher. It was declared a tiger reserve in the year 1973 under Project Tiger. It is one of the first nine tiger reserves. So when the Project Tiger was launched in 1973, nine tiger reserves in the country were declared, and the Melghat Tiger Reserve is one of those first nine tiger reserves to be declared in the country. Okay, the total area includes the Gogamal National Park and the multiple sanctuaries like Melghat, the Amba Barwa, the Narnala, and the one. So the Gogamal National Park lies in this Melghat Tiger Reserve. The tribal population, the tribal groups that are inhabiting the region includes the Korku and the Gond tribes, and it is a critical watershed for the Tapti River basin. It is part of the larger Satpura Tiger landscape, ensuring connectivity with the Madhya Pradesh reserves like Satpura and Page. So Satpura Tiger Reserve and the Page Tiger Reserve that are located in the state of Madhya Pradesh, it provides a connectivity or up. It is part of the larger Satpura Tiger landscape in the country. Next tiger reserve that we have is the Navegaon or Navgaon Nagzira Tiger Reserve. It is located in the Gondia and Bhandara districts of Maharashtra, lies in the eastern Vidarbha region close to the Maharashtra-Chhattisgarh border. So the Melghat Tiger Reserve was on the Maharashtra-Madhya Pradesh border. This Navgaon Nagzira Tiger Reserve is on the Maharashtra-Chhattisgarh border on the eastern part of the Vidarbha. It is formed by combination of Navgaon National Park and the Nagzira Wildlife Sanctuary. So Navgaon National Park and Nagzira Wildlife Sanctuary, they were combined to form this Navgaon Nagzira Tiger Reserve. The major water bodies includes the Navegaon Lake, which is an artificial lake, 18th century lake, and several perennial streams. It lies in the Vainganga River basin, which is a tributary. Vainganga River is a tributary of the Godavari River. The type of vegetation that here we have is the southern tropical dry deciduous forest, and with a mix of bamboo forest and teak forest. Teak forests are predominant, teak trees are predominant with the patches of the bamboo and grasslands. The wildlife includes the tiger, which is the flagship species because it is a tiger reserve, the leopards, sloth bear, wild dog, Indian gaur, sambar, chital, nilgai, and the wild boar. It was declared a tiger reserve in the year 2013 and serves as a critical link in the central Indian tiger landscape. Okay, so in 2013, these two Navgaon National Park and the Nagzira Wildlife Sanctuaries, they were merged in 2013, and this entire area was declared as the Navgaon Nagzira Tiger Reserve. It provides corridor connectivity between Tadoba Andhari, Bor, and Page Tiger Reserves in the Maharashtra Kanha Tiger Reserve in Madhya Pradesh. Okay. It supports the tribal communities. The name of tribal community is the Gond tribal community and the Baija tribal community or Baiga tribal community, who traditionally depend on the forest resources. The next tiger reserve that we have is the Sahyadri Tiger Reserve. It lies on in western Maharashtra. So till now, all the tiger reserves that we have seen were in the eastern Maharashtra. Now the Sahyadri Tiger Reserve in the western Maharashtra across the district of Satara, Sangli, Kolhapur, and Ratnagiri districts. So all these western districts of Maharashtra, the Sahyadri Tiger Reserve spreads across these four districts. It lies in the northern western Ghats, that is covering the part of Sahyadri mountain range. So Sahyadri mountain range or the northern part of the western Ghats lies in the state of Maharashtra. The southern western Ghats, as we go down, is located in Karnataka, Goa, and Kerala. The major rivers include the Koyna River, the Varana River, and the Vasna River, which feeds into the all these rivers. They feed into the Krishna River. Important reservoirs are the Koyna Dam, which is the largest hydroelectric project in Maharashtra. The type of vegetation here we have tropical moist deciduous forest, and the tiger reserves which were located in this region, they were having they had they have the dry tropical dry deciduous forest. But here on the western Ghats, we have the tropical moist deciduous forest with patches of semi-evergreen and evergreen vegetation. And there are grasslands on the laterite plateaus, and in Maharashtra we have the laterite plateaus. The wildlife includes the tiger, leopard, sloth bear, Indian gaur, wild dog, sambar, barking deer, mouse deer, similar species which are found across Maharashtra. It was declared a tiger reserve in the year 2008 and is only tiger reserve in Maharashtra's Western Ghats. So till now, all the tiger reserves that we have seen were on the eastern, were in the eastern Maharashtra. It is part of the UNESCO Western Ghats World Heritage Site. Okay. So the UNESCO World Heritage Western Ghats World Heritage Site, a natural World Heritage Site that we discussed yesterday, it is part of that site. It is important watershed for Krishna River Basin and the Koyna hydroelectric project. It holds the historical Maratha forts like the Vasota and Prachitgarh. So the Maratha military forts that we have discussed in the previous session when we were discussing about the UNESCO Cultural World Heritage Sites in the state of Maharashtra. So two of these, so out of the 12 forts, the two of these forts, that is Vasota Fort and the Prachitgarh Fort, are located in the Sahyadri Tiger Reserve. And the tribal communities, the important tribal communities that are in the area are the Mahar, Kunbi, and the Dhangar tribal community. Next, we have on the eastern part of Maharashtra, the Tadoba Andhari Tiger Reserve. It is located in the Chandrapur district of Maharashtra and is situated in the eastern Vidarbha region. It is formed by merging Tadoba National Park and the Andhari Wildlife Sanctuary in 1955. So, Tadoba National Park was the earliest national park declared in 1955, and the Andhari Wildlife Sanctuary was declared in 1986. Both of these were merged in the year 1995, and as a result, we have got the Tadoba Andhari Tiger Reserve. It lies in the Kaimur Hills of the Deccan Plateau, and the important water bodies that it has is the Tadoba Lake, the Kolsa Lake, and the Andhari River, which is a tributary of the Vainganga River. And Vainganga River, we know, ultimately joins the Godavari River. The type of vegetation that it has is the southern tropical dry deciduous forest, just like the other tiger reserves in the eastern part of Maharashtra, dominated by teak with a big mix of bamboo and grasslands in the open spaces. The wildlife species here includes the Bengal tiger with a very high density, leopard, sloth bear, wild dog, Indian gaur, sambar, barking deer, wild boar. Um, it was declared a tiger reserve in year 1995 under Project Tiger by merging of the Tadoba National Park and the Andhari Wildlife Sanctuary. It is one of India's top tiger habitats with a high tiger density. It is a key component of the central Indian tiger landscape, and it connects via corridors to the Pech, the Bor, and the Nagzira tiger reserves. The important tribal groups or the tribal communities here includes the Gonds and the Kolams, which inhabit the buffer zone development programs aim to reduce their dependency on the core forests. Now, after discussing the tiger reserves, now we will be discussing the biodiversity heritage sites. Okay, so biodiversity heritage sites, unlike the other protected areas which are declared under the Wildlife Protection Act, the biodiversity heritage sites are declared under the are notified under the Biological Diversity Act of 2002. So first we have is the Glory of Allapalli Biodiversity Heritage Site, located in the Gadchiroli district of Maharashtra, eastern Maharashtra in the Vidarbha region. So that is in the extreme east. It lies in the Deccan Plateau region near the Godavari River basin, and around 6 hectares is designated as the biodiversity heritage site within the largest forest block. And we know the Gadchiroli district is even infamous for the Naxal activities or the left-wing extremism activities. The type of vegetation here we have is the southern tropical dry deciduous forest dominated by teak and the mixed species. The important wildlife or the fauna includes the leopard, sloth bear, chital, sambar, wild boar, barking deer, and reptiles including the monitor lizard and Indian cobra and Indian python. It was the first biodiversity heritage site notified in Maharashtra under the Biological Diversity Act of 2002. So, the glory of Allapalli Biodiversity Heritage Site is the first biodiversity heritage site in the state of Maharashtra. It is known for its rich biodiversity and presence of rare medicinal plants, and it acts as a biodiversity conservation model within the working forest landscape. The cultural significance is that the Gond tribal communities, they inhabit the region. The next biodiversity heritage site that we have is the Bambare Myristica Swamps Biodiversity Heritage Sites. So this Bombarde Myristica Swamps Biodiversity Heritage Site, it is located in the Sindhudurg district of Maharashtra and is part of the Northern Western Ghats near the Amboli region. It is located, the site hosts the Myristica swamps, a rare freshwater swamp ecosystem found in the evergreen forest patches. So it has got its name from the this Myristica swamps. It lies in the high rainfall zone of the Western Ghats because it is located on the rainfall side or on the western side of the Western Ghats. The type of vegetation is the tropical evergreen forest because it is lying in the very high rainfall zone region. That is the western part of the Western Ghats, and it is characterized by dense canopy and rich undergrowth in the waterlogged soils. The important fauna here includes the amphibian species, including the Malabar gliding frog. The birds include the Malabar pied hornbill, the white-bellied blue flycatcher, and the great hornbill. Invertebrates include the rich diversity of endemic mollusks and insects. The significance is that it was declared a biodiversity heritage site under Biological Diversity Act of 2002. It represents a relicit ecosystem from the Gondwana period, extremely rare in India. So it represents a relic of the ecosystem that was present in the Gondwana period millions of years ago when India was part of the larger Gondwana continent. High endemism and evolutionary significance as it acts as refuge to many Western Ghats endemics. It provides the ecological services, so ecological services like water retention and the flood control in monsoon. And it has close cultural association with the Konkani and the Malwani communities. Okay, the people of Konkan and the Malwan region or the communities that are living, they have close cultural association with this Myristica swamp. The next biodiversity heritage site that we have is the Ganesh Khind Garden Biodiversity Heritage Site. It is located in the city of Pune, situated within the premises of the Savitribai Phule Pune University, formerly the Pune University campus. Okay, so the Savitribai Phule Pune University, that is in the city of Pune. This Ganesh Khind Garden Biodiversity Heritage Site is located in the university premises itself. So it is part of the Deccan Plateau region with the lateritic soils. In Pune, we have laterite soils, and it lies in the semi-arid tropical climate zone. And it is an urban green space featuring heritage trees and landscape garden. Because it lies in the city of Pune, that is why it is a urban green space. The type of vegetation here is because it is a managed garden, vegetation is there with old growth trees and introduced ornamental species. Okay, so some old traditional species are there, but now the ornamental or the decorative species are now planted in the garden. Pockets of semi-natural vegetation with native species is also there. The important fauna, because it is lies in the university campus, so it includes the squirrels, bats, and small reptiles. So no these predatory species will be there. It has a rich diversity of butterflies and insects due to the abundance of the flowers. It was declared a biodiversity heritage site in the year 2015 under the Biological Diversity Act of 2002. It is known for its living heritage trees dating back to the 19th century. Okay, so that is its main heritage point, that the 19th century certain trees are still alive and are in this garden. It acts as a biodiversity refuge in a rapidly urbanizing city of Pune and is associated with the historical figures and institutions since the British colonial period, especially the Savitribai Phule. Important center for botanical research and conservation education because it lies in the university itself. So botanical research and the conservation education is vital for the this Ganesh Khind Garden Biodiversity Heritage Site. The next biodiversity heritage site that we have is Landor Khori Biodiversity Heritage Site. It lies in the Jalgaon district of Maharashtra, situated on the Satpura foothills in the northern Maharashtra. The geographical features include the dry deciduous land north of this biodiversity heritage site. The type of vegetation we have is the southern tropical dry deciduous forest with the scrub patches, and it is dominated by the hardy drought resistant species. The wildlife that we have here is the Indian gazelle or chinkara, jackal, Indian hare, wild boar. The species of birds includes the peafowls, the Indian roller, the raptors like the shikara. The significance is that it was declared the Biodiversity Heritage Site under Biological Diversity Act for its unique Salai tree population. So this Salai tree is a unique flagship tree, and the presence of this tree has led to its declaration as a biodiversity heritage site. It is important for traditional medicine, plant collection, and cultural practices for the local communities. It acts as the conservation model for the dry deciduous ecosystem. It is linked to tribal and rural communities who have a strong dependence on the non-timber forest produce. The next biodiversity heritage site that we have is the Shishtura Hiranyakshi Biodiversity Heritage Site. It is also located in the Sindhudurg district and is situated in the northern western Ghats close to the origin of the Hiranyakshi river. So the geographical features include the high rainfall region because it is on the western side of the Western Ghats with the lateritic plateaus and the evergreen forest patches. It lies in the biodiversity hotspot zone of the Western Ghats and the presence of perennial streams and river pools are there. The type of vegetation is the tropical evergreen forest and the semi-evergreen forest with dense canopies. The important fauna here includes the Shishtura Hiranakshi, from which the biodiversity heritage site has got its name. It is a rare endemic freshwater loach fish. Okay, this Shishtura Hiranyakshi river originates from this region, and the fish has got its name. It was first discovered in Hiranyakshi temple stream in 2021. Okay, and after that only it was declared as the biodiversity heritage site. Other aquatic fauna includes the small endemic fishes, shrimps, and invertebrates. It was declared a biodiversity heritage site in the year 2021 after the discovery of the Hiranakshi, uh, this Shishtura Hiranakshi fish in the Hiranakshi temple stream. It is the first biodiversity heritage site in India declared specifically for protecting a freshwater species. So the point of difference here is that the unique point here is that it is the first biodiversity heritage site. The Shishtura Hiranakshi Biodiversity Heritage Site is the first biodiversity heritage site that is declared specifically for protecting a freshwater fish species. It protects the critical microhabitat for the Shishtura Hiranakshi, which is extremely restricted distribution. It enhances the awareness about the aquatic biodiversity conservation in the Western Ghats. Now, finally, after the tiger reserves and after discussing the national parks, the tiger reserves, the uh, heritage sites, including the biodiversity heritage sites, the culturally protected heritage sites, the natural heritage sites. Now, let's discuss the last category, that is the marine protected area. Okay, Maharashtra we know is a coastal state; it has a long coastline. So, in Maharashtra we have these marine protected area. We have the Malwan Marine Protected Area. It lies in the Sindhudurg district along the Konkan coast in the Arabian Sea. So this is our Konkan coast. Okay, the upper part of the western coast of India is the Konkan coast, and the Malwan Marine Protected Area lies in this along this Konkan coast. It was declared the Malwan Marine Sanctuary in the year 1987 under the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. It covers 29 square kilometer area, including Sindhudurg Fort and the adjacent water. It is a coastal and marine ecosystem. Okay, as the name suggests, it is a marine protected area. So therefore, the ecosystem will be marine and the coastal ecosystem with rocky shores, sandy beaches, and estuarine zones. The type of vegetation is the marine vegetation and the mangrove species. The important fauna here includes the marine species includes the corals, the sea and anemones, sponges and mollusks, along with the crustaceans like crabs, shrimps and lobsters. Birds includes the gulls, terns and waders. It is the only notified marine sanctuary in Maharashtra. We have another, but that is actually for the that was a national that is a national park that we have discussed, the Thane Creek National Park, and that is for the conservation of the flamingos. It is important for the coral reef and sea grass conservation on the western coast and acts as the breeding ground for commercially important fish species. It is an ecotourism hotspot, and the cultural and significance importance is that during the 17th century, Sindhudurg Fort was built by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So Sindhudurg Fort is one of the most prominent fort that was built by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, and the Sindhudurg Fort is part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site, that is the Maratha military landscapes. So these were all the sites of the Maharashtra, the important sites in the state of Maharashtra, the environmentally important sites and the